McKeel, and I'm here with
The Superior How About You Man. Hey y'all, how you doing?
and just see where the conversation goes. So, as most of y'all know who listen to my podcast or have been subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll know that one, I'm a mother. Two, I do the podcast and I do vlogs, I cook, I do all that good stuff. I'm currently a student to become a pharmacy technician, and I'm also a pharmacy technician at the same time. So that's what I do. I'm also part of this awesome group called the Roundtable, and there's something new coming up. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, so I'm going to say it. But
Should I talk about it? I don't know. I may keep it low key for the moment, but it is very exciting just because it's one of those things that it's good for the summer. You know what I mean? Like good for community.
correct. So yeah, we're not going to talk about that too much. But there's a lot of things that I do. There's like too many things that I do. But I mean, that's what keeps me going. And what about you?
Well, I do quite a bit. I love what I do. I'm very passionate on the things that I do. I do a lot of community work, right? So I take my time out of my day, talk to my people, like literally make sure I connect with everybody that's around me, including her. You know, she's awesome. Like she said, she's a mother. So like, I think that's super important to make sure that we stay connected to people, stay connected to our mothers, the guys also too. You know, making sure you connect, especially if they're fathers, because man, guys go through a lot of stuff, right? So I'm really passionate regarding to the things as far as talking to people, growing communities, building communities as well.
There we go. So yeah, we both have a lot on our plate. Shout out to the men though, for real. Men do have to go through a lot, especially minority men, I'll say, on top of that. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah, it keeps us busy. I mean, if the responsibility matches for what people go through, it definitely just keeps us going all the time. I love the fact that there's challenges, right, that we take. Sometimes those challenges are very heavy. Like I was going through a challenge yesterday, and I just had to sit down and take some time to myself and just, sort the things out, right? Sometimes we don't talk about it out loud. You may ask us, wait, what's going on? I noticed something. And it's just because we're working on figuring some things out. But for the most part, for sure, that's why I always encourage men to, be surrounded by other men. Because at the end of the day, like men need each other because they understand one another a lot. And it helps us keep growing and be strong.
Right. And that's the difference between being a man and a woman. Like, I feel like naturally women come together more than men do. And it might just be more of a femininity type of thing, and then women know that we can rely on other women that are close to us to be there for us when we need. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm so blessed to like have like my mom, my sister to be able to talk to, even my grandma. Like I could call even though my grandma lives all the way in New Orleans, like I could call her about anything, and she's always there for me. She gives me great advice. Same with my mom and my sister, my aunts. It's like every woman that I know has been there for me on a level to where I can feel so comfortable to come to them with anything, and they'll be able to like support me in any way that I need.
Yeah, that's great.
And I feel like men would be a lot more stronger, a lot more comfortable if they had the same type of support that women give to each other.
Yeah, it's tough though, because at times we don't really get that because the economy, the way how things are shifting. I related a lot to history because I love to go back on history and just study it a little bit. What I learned throughout is just depending on the man, like if he's alpha material moments, right? This isn't to like talk about like I'm an alpha male. No, it's just literally like men who are born to lead and those who are wanting to lead and become great men themselves. They often have this individualism sometimes, and sometimes they want to form other groups and other communities as such, right? So it's not to say that they don't want to come together. In these times, it's just very challenging because men have to face and battle other men who are trying to keep them down, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful time to live in. I'm so glad I don't have those issues. Yeah, that's another reason too. Like, I like to, you know how Drake made that song, there's like no new friends. I'm not even trying to be like that, but it's like sometimes whenever you do meet new people and you never know what kind of agenda they have. Sometimes people have secret agendas to where they don't want to see you succeed. They might be, you know, secretly envious of you and just want to listen in on what you got going on and then plot on you or steal your ideas. And it's so crazy that we have to deal with stuff like that as human beings. And I feel like as a woman, most of the time, I don't know, the women that I'm connected with, we're like more compassionate towards one another. And I know you have to have good and bad in life, but I just wish everybody could be good.
Yeah, I know those things can be a battle for sure at times, being able to make sure you're surrounded by the right people, which is why I myself had to take some time out to be like, all right, I gotta work on some stuff inside to just make sure that this is who I am, this is who I'm choosing to be, you know. Despite of the fact that there are a lot of people who have, you know, some cold hearts, I do believe at some point they do have a little warmness to them at the end of the day, despite of the fact that they, you know, go through what they go through and, you know, becoming the person that they are in that cold system. But at the end of the day, it's still what I choose to live off into and who I'm choosing to be, in which actually spreads so much love and kindness. Sometimes it's overbearing because those people, as what you're pretty much mentioning, they're not used to that.
Right.
They're used to the complete opposite, and they don't realize that this is what I'm going through. And so whenever you do present yourself as loving and kind and sweet as you are, they're like, that's fake, right? Which is crazy, right? But, you know, in those moments, it's just like, okay, well, I still have to be this person. I still have to give out love and kindness. Despite if they choose to believe it or not, I still have to, you know, remain this person. I kind of related to like a Jesus moment at times, like the sweetest, kindest man, you know, ever. And, you know, he had to go through what he had to go to, you know, to become who he was destined to be, who he's meant to be, you know. So that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that though, because like, that's how I consider myself to be, like extremely like kind. I try to be very kind, considerate, understanding, forgiving to people. And you would not believe how many times I had to apologize for trying to be considerate to someone else's feelings.
Really? Like what?
You know how many times, like this even happened recently. I'm like, hey, like this is how I'm gonna go about this certain situation based off of what you told me. And then the person got mad at me because I was like, hey, I was just trying to be considerate to your boundaries, your feelings and stuff like that. So I took it upon myself to do these things. And they got mad at me. That happened to me 2 times in the past like 2 months. And it's so weird because I'm like, I thought I was doing something nice, you know, I thought I was doing you a favor. And I'm like, how can we, you know, like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what else to say or do at this point. But it's so weird. I think people are not, like you said, are not used to people being considerate to them, their feelings, being nice, being kind, genuinely on top of that. Because it's like, of course you didn't ask me to do these things, but I mean, I just felt like in my heart, this would make, you know, your life easier.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. I have to apologize for being considerate.
What are some things to expect, right? Today, you know, we're in the summertime. Summertime season has now commenced and kicked off. Kind of flashing back to childhood memory for a moment, just realizing why summer camps pretty much existed. In a way, it kind of brought people together. I think that's the big core objective, and maybe that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. But I decided to say, all right, I do want to find a way to bring the people together for both men and women to feel like they are truly within their purpose and with their alignment. So, you know, I've been able to launch out, like she said, the round table, which is a beautiful, beautiful moment where a lot of people who are literally focus driven, those who are very disciplined in their ways, very well off into their alignment in life, they are coming together, actually working together, actually have a good time, actually talking, you know. And so these things we monitor and we look out for. But one of the things I wanted to make sure is clear that before we bring both men and women together, of course, as she said before, women have to come together, actually work together and be in that space, and so do the men, right? And the men must be able to understand like their objectives in life, what are their purpose, and what are they supposed to do in life. Something that I decided to take on more responsibility, and I had this moment to myself a few days ago, I said, man, I really have to allow people to be themselves, to actually flow off in that space where they are aligned to be. And it was so interesting because it felt like a father moment. I'm not a father, but it just felt like I had a duty like a father to say, all right, I love everybody and I really want them to grow. And the best way to have them grow is just let them be themselves. And then at some point, whenever they ask questions, then I got to step in and just give them those answers to my best ability, best knowledge. So this summer, I'm looking forward to, bringing people together for sure, for both men and women, and having us all come together in that space like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah.
And they want to have fun.
Oh, man.
And then, especially being around like people who are on like the same wavelength as you, as far as like the mental, the wanting to be better, the want to give back to the community, the want to be able to network and help other people and branch off of their ideas and them branch off of your ideas, and everybody just come together and be able to help each other and spend time together.
Yeah. It's times like that we need, right? It's the year of 2026, right? And the year we're understanding that technology is very much enhancing and is coming in really fast. Not a lot of people know about. I had the opportunity to be blessed to meet an amazing individual at my job recently, and I talked with her, and while I was talking with her, she had to take a phone call. During the phone call, the process, I just saw her energy go from high to low in only a matter of seconds. And I was, still doing my thing in the background, but I was just paying attention, being mindful of the surroundings. And so when I heard her talk a little bit about some things, and she hung up the call, and I just wanted to ask if she's okay. And she was like, yeah, I'm all right. And I gave her that safe space to express herself. But long story short, she basically came out and told me that someone close to her family lost their job.
Oh, dang.
And they lost their job, and a few other people lost their job. And I'm thinking like, okay, it was a massive cut produced. So what caused it? And the thing that's causing it the most is AI, right? It's everything that people are kind of fearing about in that moment. And you don't really think that it could happen to you, but it's possible that it can happen for sure. Especially the fact that we haven't came out with robots yet. And so in that moment when we do have our robotics out here moving about, like, why would I need someone to put up books when I can use my robot to put up books for me?
Right.
And I don't have to pay that person. I pay the robot. Like the robot moves when I tell it to move for free.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the year where we gotta for sure lock in and come together and work together, because there's going to be a time where it's going to be completely massive, right? It was 6 years since we had COVID, and that was one of the moments where we realized that life is completely different and is so far beyond than what we thought it would be.
Right.
I don't know about you, but when I read about like the Black Plague moments and stuff, like I didn't think that was real.
Right.
Like I was like, how did this thing happen? And what was it, 15, 14? I just kind of deal like, how did this thing happen and spread it out and be so massive, be so crazy like that? And how did somebody live to survive, and talk about all that? But here we are, going through that moment in 2020, and it happened. It was like, okay, interesting. Right. This is a whole different life now that we're playing with. So
right.
Yeah.
And it's still going on. That's crazy part.
Yeah. And then some.
Right. And it's it's not as like lockdown. It's not like lockdown like it was at first.
Right.
Like how you mentioned like AI and robots and stuff. It's crazy because like people always say the medical field, pharmaceutical field, or whatever you want to call it, industry. It's crazy because like even with my profession that I'm going into, we have filling stations and filling centers that help us fill the prescriptions already. Like, and they send them over to the pharmacy, and I'm like, we low key like got like some type of help even. And I'm like hoping, I'm like in the future, I hope they don't have like machines filling medications like and stuff like that. It'd be kind of scary when you think about it, but I'll just hope for the best.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I like to think ahead and stay positive at the exact same time as I do that. And like you said earlier, it's a bit of a challenge whenever people show us some intentions and we don't know their intentions until they actually show it, and we're like, okay, we see how you guys moving. So I think, like I said, the best way for us to do it is like have these moments like you and I having, sitting down, having conversations, talking to the people, make sure that they're tuned in and informed on what it is that is happening to the world, because who knows, this message could end up saving so many lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that is one reason I decided to get in the field that I am in, because I feel like my whole purpose on this earth, real life, is to help people in any way that I could. Like any physical, mental way, emotional way I can help somebody, I feel like I'm capable, not feel like, I know that I'm capable of doing that. And that's why I enjoy doing it so much. So that's why I like doing that. And I like doing this too, my podcast. I know I kind of like don't do it as much as I used to, but I just been so busy. But I feel like the messages that are put out through the conversations, like you said, who knows, this might be able to help somebody or save somebody one day.
That's right.
And then just the idea off of that alone just makes me excited to do this,
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a blessing, and I appreciate you for having me on this amazing show.
Of course.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm just kidding. It's an inside thing. You just want to get it. You want to get it. So, what is a superior high value man? Like, what's that all about?
Yeah. So it came to me, I think, maybe about a year and a half ago. I read this book. I was inspired by it. How I came up with the name itself, The Way of the Superior Man, which is a book I definitely recommend a man to indulge into and learn more about himself, and then learn about his environments. But I got inspired by that, and I just honestly combined that and what a man of high value is, put them all together, and then boom, here I am today. That's how it happened, right? So the superior high value man is someone, in my opinion, who's with God. He's very disciplined, and he's all about his people. He's all about everything as far as his community goes, and being able to make sure that he endures it within his purpose in life. Most importantly, I believe without purpose, for sure, it's very difficult for a man to be able to be much higher than what he is within himself. I think every man should be able to find his purpose, and I can't really say ways how you find your purpose, but I can tell you for sure in a way how a man will be eventually closer to his purpose, which is to make sure that he stays close to his word, meaning that he's always true to himself, he's true to his people, and he always does his best. He performs his best. When you think about that image of God, I guess in a way, back then I always thought about like the whole Zeus character moment, but not because of like the image of Zeus. I thought about man who was very strong and very masculine. Like he just has a very beautiful architect to himself, right? Who's very well put together, who speaks very firmly, very strong. He believes in everything that he says, and most importantly, he believes in his people, right? And that's something that I've decided to become and build more self toward to, and decided to say, all right, cool. You know what? This is who we are. This is who we want to be, and this is how we're going to be able to do it. So one of the great blessings, as I've kind of mentioned before a little bit, was being able to meet you, for example, right? We known each other for a little bit. Those who don't know, those who know moments. But I had the opportunity to be able to just connect with you, and here we are building and creating things and building opportunity for those men and women to be off in this space where now we can say, hey, we can be here at this place at this time. This is what we can do. We can build, we can create, we can just create some questions. And that's just something I'm very passionate about, right? Being able to work with men this summer, men's organization this summer. It's called Men of Seven. It's something that I put together. And then also Bella Rose is a women's organization that Miss Deonica will be working off into. And so I won't be able to do too much off in that field because I'm not a woman, right? But I can still be in that space to provide to them and make sure that if there's anything, let me know so that way I can make sure all the women are thriving in their feminine, right? Men who are masculine, that's for the men is separate for sure. I do believe in that structure that men should be providers, men should be protectors, and men should be someone that women are able to see themselves building futures with and having that type of family foundation with, right? So if men can do that for not just himself but for his other people, then eventually, no doubt about that, both men and women can come together, form a round table, have group discussions, have these very powerful discussions as far as where the economy is, how things are going, how things are driving. And, eventually at some point we can create that safe space for our children, right? This beautiful life that we've been blessed with, we've been having children, right? So you're a mother yourself, and her daughter is beautiful. She's so adorable, man. I tell you, she's doing a great job being a mother. So if there's anything I commend you on, you're doing great as a mother. This environment that we're in is so beautiful. So I was like, man, like she's doing such a great job as a mom, raising her daughter. Like I can only imagine, like, having you as a parent be super stoked about like just coming out and traveling around these areas. Because I'd be like, man, it's so pretty right here. You know what I'm saying? Like beautiful sun skies and everything. But so just like I said, men and women come together, building that space for our children, and making sure that our children are in a safe space. Because honestly, I hate to say it, but there's the complete opposite force that does the complete opposite. It definitely doesn't want us to thrive and have these conversations. But here we are having these conversations, and we're making sure that we're making things happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
One thing too, side note, because I was thinking about this the whole time. I was like, I really like how you base like everything around God. Like, it's always so nice to have other people or like believers around you and that are base their life off of like faith. Like, because sometimes people are not like that. And no judgment. But it's nice whenever you have people that believe around you.
Yeah, for sure. It's either the belief of it that I've noticed for myself, or it's just how one truly carries himself too. That's what truly matters to me. Like you said, there's no judgment on one's character, but I do judge someone depending how they end up moving throughout the day. I'm not the judgment. I'm just taking notes and say, okay, cool. I noticed that you move a little bit different than I do, which is fine. You have your own thing, but I have my own thing. All I ask for you is just be respectful of me and my people who I'm surrounded by with, and I respect you and your people. You do your thing, I'll do my thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I am too.
Yeah.
I'm just like some things I don't participate in.
Word. Yeah. No, for sure.
Some things.
For sure. Like I had this gentleman that I just recently connected with, and dude's amazing. Like I haven't heard any guy talk about this in a while, but the man was literally like, man, I really would like to find love. I was like, dang, he kind of came out to me and said this, like it's a random dude almost. And I just met him, and we were having discussions about being able to have love out here in the city. And I was saying, man, to be honest, I didn't tell him too direct until I got to that point. I was like, to be honest, you're at the wrong place. Being able to have that love, really. I said, you got to step outside your comfort zone and put yourself in those spaces that people are thriving off into, both men and women, that are doing the righteous thing, meaning they're taking care of themselves, they're taking care of the people, their environment, they're making sure that, hey, this is a future that I want to have. If I don't have children, and I will have children, this is where they can thrive off into. If I do have children, this is where they're thriving off into. And so when we had those conversations like that, he was able to just take in and understand, like, okay, like I'm going to change it up. I'm going to look into these different type of groups, these organizations, stuff like that. So stuff like that, you never know who you meet, who you come across, and you end up saving lives, like you said.
Well, I hope I find love someday. I'm like him right now. I'm just kidding. I don't do anything though, so it's kind of like hard for me to even like meet people.
I understand. I hear you.
That's on me.
Yeah, it sounds like you're thriving this year, though. I mean, you're doing a lot of phenomenal work out here.
Thank you.
The school, then you're off into what you're studying, which is amazing already.
I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, then motherhood, that's always going to keep you on your toes. So you're always going to meet new people too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then, the Bella Rose, that's going to end up being crazy.
Yeah. I don't even have time for love. But I really told myself too, though, I'm not going to look for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on everything that's important to me right now. If it comes along, it comes along. If it doesn't, then it just doesn't.
Oh, yeah, it comes for sure. Like, it'll hit you. I think the beautiful thing about love is we always kind of see it in movies, shows, and books. It always comes unexpected in moments that we don't realize it. And especially in moments where we're saying, all right, let me take care of myself. Let me make sure I just really lock into the things that I want to do, the goals that I want, because the rewarding is the love that we have from ourselves for sure. And when we end up thriving in that love that we have, eventually at some point we're like, all right, I can see that love from someone else.
Like Ivy. Ivy loves me so much.
She sure does.
As long as I got that love from Ivy, y'all, Ivy loves me so much. Ivy made me feel like I'm like a superhero or something. I don't know.
You are.
I try.
Yeah, you are. That's what I was saying. Like the area that we're in, I was like, there's birds singing out here, and it's all sunny, and the weather feels good, and I'm like, my goodness, like I know she's just happy for sure to have you as a mom.
I sure hope so. Shout out to you, Ivy. I love you. I know she's gonna watch this. Ivy actually watches my videos.
I can't wait that she watches this one. You gotta give me an honest feedback when you watch it. Let me know how I perform, please.
Ivy's gonna watch it. She's gonna like it and comment on it.
Like it, comment, subscribe.
That's what she be saying. Like if she's in like one of the episodes, she'll say it for me. She's like, make sure you like this video, comment, and subscribe. I don't know why I impersonate her voice so hard. Like I don't know why I do that. But yeah, this was a good episode though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I appreciate you once again.
Of course, me too.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Well, I guess this is it.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it. Until maybe another time, next time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna do it again at some point.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff coming here soon, and this ain't gonna be a first time, last time on the camera, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us and giving us your time. Make sure you go ahead and connect with us online. I'll have our handles somewhere on the screen here. And check the description down below to get quick links. That way you don't have to go search for it yourself. I would love to hear if there's anything y'all would like to hear about in the future. Other than that, you already know what I'm about to say. Most importantly, be blessed and don't forget to smile. Until next time.
Yeah, until next time. Love y'all. Peace out, man.